Antonio Conte will look to keep his unbeaten start as Tottenham Hotspur manager as they travel to Slovenia to take on NS Mura in the Europa Conference League, and Session will get his first start under Conte. And welcome to the preview show. Yes, guys, you know what time it is. It's your boy David at the Irish Hotspur, Ireland's #1 Spurs fan, bringing you the preview to tonight's massive game versus NS Mura, where, of course, we can qualify if we win and Rennes beat Vitesse. We are out of the group, and then Rennes becomes a first place playoff. I'm joined by Kuva, I'm joined by Brian, and I'm joined by Tottenham Tantrum Gold. No Jacko today. He is off celebrating Thanksgiving with the family. So we brought in some very, very worthy replacements here today. But look, before we find out what Harris Army are here to join us for today's big game, Kuv, my man, how are you keeping?
I'm doing very well here, thanks. Enjoyed your show last night, David.
Thank you.
Great to come on with some stupid super chats and try and derail it all for you. But yeah, good here, thanks.
No, look, I was absolutely in stitches. Absolutely in stitches. Honestly, I don't know what to say to them half the time. I'm supposed to keep calm and composed, but I end up breaking my shit laughing. So there's nothing I can do. But look, it's good to have you on, Kuva. As always, great insights. Dermot, my man, from Tottenham Tantrum Gold, how are you keeping, brother?
Absolutely fine, David. And again, great show last night. Really enjoyed it. Really educational. Absolute brilliant stream as always. But looking forward to this. And I'm getting revved up like Conte now. Can't wait for the match. Let's all get at them.
Honestly, if I keep doing these and especially the pump-ups on We Are Tottenham TV, I think I'll end up having the whole Spurs base buying NFL helmets sitting there doing these pre-match pump-ups, getting super excited. But speaking of NFL, we have the most anti-NFL man I've ever met, and it is Mr. Daigle, Brian from Tottenham on Tour. How are you keeping, my man?
I'm keeping. I have to say, I'm not anti-NFL at all. I love the NFL. I've just anti what a certain person did a certain couple of games at my beloved stadium. That's what I'm anti. But yeah, I have to first of all thank Kuva for the super chats last night, especially the one about me getting a tattoo and Levy on my arse. If he was to leave, that was a personal highlight for me. Obviously, but yeah, always a pleasure coming on your channel. Like I said on my tweet, mate, it's like spending time with family. So always a pleasure, brother.
No, look, I really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to come on. But look, let's see what Harris Army are in the building. We have Darksong G21. He says, come on, you Spurs. I hope for a, says Stevie and Gil goal today. And maybe Tanganga, if he is playing, I hope for a 7-0 today. My man, going big. Well, look, I did ring the local Slovenian weatherman, and he assured me, he says, don't worry, Dave, it is going to be absolutely raining goals at the NS Mura Stadium. So, look, I assure you there will be goals tonight, Dark Sung G, and hopefully Gil Messi, Sexy Young can all come in and get their goals. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe Stevie travelled. I believe it is to do with illness, or is it? Maybe it's the cold shoulder he gave Conte after these games. Who actually knows? Who knows? But look, Catman Jess is in the building. Big up David and Dark Sun G. My man, Catman, I hope you are keeping well. Ian McMahon's in to join us. He says, big up, lads. Come on, you Spurs. My man, I hope you are keeping well, lad. I hope you are keeping well. Dark Sun G says 2:45 a.m. kickoff for me. My man, that is a late one. That is a late one. Make sure you watch the game and then get straight to bed and get some sleep, brother. Big yourself up. With no Jack here today, Dark Sun G, you're the stat man, so feel free to let me know some stats you have. Chris is in the building. Says afternoon, everyone. Chris, I hope. Or are you off work? I think you might be off work, but if you are on work, don't be getting caught and getting sacked, my man. Big yourself up. Mr. Daigle, he's in the chat wishing everybody
a good day. To salute myself.
Yeah. No arrogance. Everyone like and subscribe. Big up, Noah. I hope you're keeping well. Tottenham Tantrum Goal was also in. Wishing everyone a happy Thanksgiving as well. Big up. And we have Peter Kipp. He says, can't wait for some Conte ball. Neither can I, my man. I'm absolutely revved up and pumped up, my man. We have We Are Tottenham TV in the house, getting pumped up for the pre-pump up. Absolutely love it. That is a tongue twister, my man. That is definitely a tongue twister. But no, look, of course, the pre-match pump up, the specialist we will be over there on We Are Tottenham TV like we always are, before the game, where we do a show where we want you fans to come on and have your say on the build up to the game. It's all designed around you guys. So make sure you use that and come on and do get your say, guys. And make sure, if you haven't, well, I know everybody has over here, but if you haven't heard of them already and you've been living on Mars, do get over and check out We Are Tottenham TV and subscribe. Come on, you Spurs. Hey, guys, big up yourself. Big up, Elias. I hope you're keeping well, my man. Hope you are keeping well. We also have Danny in the building. Big up, David. And as always, Diego. What about Kuva? What about Kuva and Dermot, my man? Don't be leaving them out, Danny boy. Big yourself up. Killian Kenny's in the house. Big up, David Harris. Come on, you Spurs. My man, Killian. I hope you are keeping well, brother. We have Sushan Busal. Big up, everyone. Love from Nepal, my man. Tell all them people down there that their Irish Hotspur says, I hope they have a really good day, my man. Big yourself up. Big yourself up. Dark Sung G with the super chat. He says, come on, you Spurs. I want a game full of passion because it's 2:45 a.m. kickoff for me. Even though it's Mura, I want a team that fights for the badge so I don't fall asleep. No, 100%. Look, we all seen how the last game went. They got a goal. We looked nervy, couldn't get a grip. Hopefully this one is different under Conte, my man. That's all we can ask for is, look, we want to see a short performance. We want to see goals. We want to see us dominate the ball. And it should be that way, my man. It should be that way. Big yourself up, Dark Song G. And big, man, some of the people that stay up around the world, it's crazy, watching the games at all hours and they still get up the next day and go to college or work and stuff like that. It's absolutely incredible. Dark Song G says, also, I love Conte on the training video. Dermot, you were saying this beforehand. He was brilliant, wasn't he?
He was absolutely brilliant. He was sliding, tackling everything. I mean, he was getting me pumped up just watching it. I mean, the players looked like they got smiles on their faces again. It was just great to watch. It was so funny.
No, it was. It was absolutely brilliant. Big up, Dark Song G, my man. I really appreciate the support. John Fitzpatrick, big up, Harris Army. Come on, you Spurs. Big up, John, all the way from Australia, my man. I hope you are keeping well, brother. I hope you're enjoying life down there, celebrating Christmas on the beach, lad. Chris Agenbar says, hi, all 43 people watching, only 13 likes. Hit those likes and subscribe. Exactly, Chris. My man, you got to tell them, absolutely obliterate that like button. Absolutely smash it. And everyone tuning in, I really do appreciate it. Of course, it is the middle of the day, so I do appreciate you all tuning in. So big yourself up, Chris. You tell them, my man. You're in charge of like situation today, Chris. If you're not happy, get on them in the chat, my man. Big yourself up. Hugh is with us today. He says, yes, boys, come on, you Spurs. Big up, Hugh. I hope you're keeping well. I hope you're keeping well, lad. And we have Hoiberg, best Pierre in London. That you are, my man. That you definitely are. Says, come on, you Spurs. That's what I want to hear, my man. Absolutely pumped up for this game, lad. And then we have Pamela Slims. Happy Thanksgiving, Jack. Good afternoon, Irish Hotspur family. Absolutely love that. Jack will be tuning in, so he will see that, and he'll appreciate it all. And look, of course, good afternoon to the whole Irish Hotspur family. Absolutely brilliant. Bit of housekeeping. If anyone is in the chat right now and watching and you're not in the Irish Hotspur group chat, send me a message. Let me know, and I will get you in there. It's a great chat. You see how welcome it is and all in here. Other people can vouch with how friendly it is and how it's continued on in the group chat. You want to be a part of it, just drop me an email or a message. I'll add you in. I'll send you a link. It's easier. I'll just send you a link. You can add yourself in. So we'll do that. But everyone else, make sure you get in contact and I will add you in as well. Make sure everybody keeps smashing that like button, everybody. Make sure you keep absolutely obliterating that subscribe button. The big push to 5K is on. Let's get the job done by Christmas. And, of course, feel free to send in a super chat and get your thoughts and opinions in. And questions as well. They're usually absolute great talking points, especially for the likes of Kuva, Dermot, Brian, myself. It's absolutely brilliant. And it's just a great way to help support myself and Jack on the journey as well. And Pierre says he loves the Irish Hotspur. Big up, my man. Big up, Pierre. But look, let's get into it. I'm going to give first of all, I'll just get the lads' quick thoughts ahead of today's game. Kuva, what's your thoughts ahead of today's game?
I'm just thinking it'd be interesting to see who's going to start because the obvious thing is to change the team up a bit and keep the players fresh because we already knew they were tired out after finishing the game, the last league match. I mean, Conte's going to want to keep them fresh for the weekend as well. So the problem is you can't just put in a reserve striker because we haven't really got one, have we? It's a sort of makeshift thing, or do we start with Harry Kane? Or it's an interesting one.
No, definitely is, definitely is. And look, hold them thoughts because I have some of them questions there, Kuva. Great minds do think alike. That is what they say. Dermot, what's your thoughts ahead of today's game, my man?
I'm looking forward to it. It'd be a great confidence builder for the weekend. I think he'll try out some new players as well, which is a great opportunity. And I think it'd be a good match tonight. The players will be itching to prove. Whoever comes in will be itching to prove to Conte they deserve to be in that first team for the weekend. So that'd be great to see.
No, it definitely will be. Definitely will be. Mr. Daigle, thoughts, my man?
Yeah, so you know what, this is a strange one for me because when we played Vitesse away when I was back home in England, before the West Ham game, I was actually so happy that Nuno didn't take any of the first team because he gave him that chance to rest and get ready for West Ham. Well, we know how that worked out. And whether that was that decision or obviously, as we got to see, they just weren't playing for him or didn't respect him. So right now, yes, we've got a lot of games coming in and it's thick and fast, and not just for us, for everyone in world football, especially English teams, with our Christmas schedule. But I'm actually seeing it as a positive now because now he gets to play players regularly and really, really keep an eye on saying, right, these players fit into my style of play or not. So it's like they've got dress rehearsals, and it's like now I'm gonna, rather than just seeing you in training, I'm gonna see you in these games. These are your auditions to see if you're part of my team. So I think because, like you said, this game is actually quite big because obviously finishing first or finishing second has major ramifications in this group. Like first, you go straight through to the last 8, and obviously second, you go for another couple of groups or games, which we don't need. So I'm hoping he plays. I said earlier on Thomas Street about 4 or 5 regulars. I expect. I don't know the ones, but I think we'll see. And then it'll probably take him off if the score gets like the game's won. So this game is a lot more interesting than the actual fixture itself. You're on mute, David.
My bad. I put myself on mute because there's some building going on out in the hall and that. So I just don't want you to get distracted by a bit of the noise. That was all. But no, look, NS Mura. I'll be honest with you, nothing really about them excites me. But like you said, Brian, there is ramifications of not winning this game. So it is a game we have to go out and win. And look, it is interesting to see what players can really step up to the Conte era, the demands of Conte as well. Very, very interesting. Dark Song G says, I'm happy that Son and Pierre and Oiberg travelled to Mura, unlike Nuno. No, look, 100%. And I do have a question on that, So it'd be very, very interesting, Dark Song G, to hear what everybody's opinions are. Maybe they all think the same, or maybe there's a couple that think differently. It would be very interesting. Look, I have no problem with what Nuno done, to be honest with you. It kind of exposes the weak mentality of some of these players at the club that they can't take something as a bit of motivation to try and be better. But at the end of the day, look, I do like what Conte is doing with togetherness too. So it's a bit of I can see what Nuno tried to do. It just didn't work out for him because I don't think he had the respect to do it. Whereas I think if Conte had done it, he probably would have the respect that they would probably respond in the right way, Dark Song G. But look, I'm just going to tell everybody absolutely everything they need to know. Of course, we are away at the Recreation Park Fazanerja in Slovenia with a capacity of 4,506. I mean, that's worse than some League of Ireland grounds. That's absolutely shocking. That's tiny. So whatever Spurs fans out there, we'd definitely be hearing them tonight. Kickoff, of course, is at 5:45 p.m. So make sure you get down, on your way home from work or whatever, stop in the chippy, pick yourself up a nice chicken burger meal, get a tub of curry and a banana milkshake to wash it down with, and enjoy the game because you don't have time to cook today. You got to get home, get the colours on, get the white on, you know what I mean, and absolutely watch this game today. If you do want to watch it, it is on BT Sport or Paramount Plus over the pond. But look, as we know, we don't like the commentary they provide for Spurs. So why not turn it off, just have the game on and listen to myself, whether it be we or Tottenham TV or whoever else is doing a watch along. I always encourage watch the game, but with Spurs fans commentary. It is so good, trust me. Pretty much pump up over on we or Tottenham TV, guys, is at 4:15 p.m. Look, this is only the build-up. This is the build-up. So this is at where I start to get excited. The pump up, I'm absolutely revved up. I feel like running through the wall, down the main street, you know what I mean, into Chicking and back. You know, that's what I feel like doing. I get absolutely revved up, come back, start ripping the pillows open, duck feathers everywhere. It's insane. The house is carnage on match day, trust me. You know, and then, of course, the watch along will be starting at 5:30 p.m. if you do want to tune in and watch the game with us here tonight. MS Mura, they are fifth in the Slovenian league. They're a pretty embarrassing title defence. They are Slovenian champions from last year. They are currently 10 points off top right now, sitting in fifth place. So they're not having a good season. They're also winless in their last 6 games in all competitions. So there should be no excuses. We should be absolutely buttering them up like butter on my toast in the morning. It should be that easy. It really should be. They have not picked up 1 point in this group either, and they are one of 3 sides in this tournament, sitting bottom of the group with 0 points in the competition. Mura have only scored 2 as well and conceded 10 so far. So honestly, get down to the bookies and get on over 3.5 goals because it's happening. Trust me. Tottenham, guys, we are, of course, 7th in the Premier League. We sit 2nd in this group on 7 points after 4 games. I'll give you the group in 1 minute. Last time we faced them, we bet them 5-1. Home clash on the 9th of December against Rennes determines top spot. Who takes top spot? Providing they beat Rennes or they beat Vitesse tonight, we will qualify from the group. And then Kane, of course, is our top scorer in the Europa Conference League this season with 3 goals in the group alone. So let's see what happens. Let's see who gets the nod up there today. Players injured for Tottenham. Lo Celso is out due to a knock he picked up on the international duty. Dane Mbappe is out, a.k.a. started Dane Mbappe. He is out injured. Romero, of course, he's out for a while. Conte alluded to his press conference that it could be serious. They have to wait on another scan to find out the severity of the injury. Bergwijn did not travel because of illness. Interesting to know whether it is illness or whether it's just like Conte just thinks he's an ass. It'd be interesting to see, so we'll wait and see what happens there. Skip, he is available after serving the 1-game ban versus Everton. And it is reported that no Jack Clark or Dylan McCandy travelled. So none of them in the squad today. Enes Mora, Ziga Skoflek, their striker, he is expected to be out and injured for this game. So there is absolutely everything out there that you guys need to know. But look, let's hand it over. We'll go to Diego first. Diego, Conte says Europa Conference League is an important competition. To me, it shows that it's a winning mentality. Now, look, I know last season and this season, fans were divided on the importance of the competition. Some said it was a competition that should be used to give youngsters game time, and others say they want to win it. Should we now respect the competition because Conte is and go all out and win it?
So before I answer that question, I want to say something when you were doing the rundown. I just want to say, if any Spurs fans that are over there in Slovenia are watching this, or just to let people know, every single Spurs fan there needs to be extra careful because some of the groups, I mean, whatever, but I received a message yesterday where they said they've had a run-in with the biggest team there, the Marlborough, or I don't know how you pronounce it, Marlborough fans, and they were literally spitting at them, calling them a bunch of Jews and saying, you wait till tomorrow. So I think not through Mura, I think through other teams, it's going to kick off. So I know you said with the stadium have only been 4,506, I think there's going to be very, 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 very limited Spurs fans. So if there are any Spurs fans out there right now that are at the game, that are watching this stream, that maybe you've got such a big following, David, there could be people that are actually there. Just be careful. If you're with your friends, your family, just stay in groups because it looks like there is going to be trouble outside this ground. Not from the Mura fans, but from other Slovenian teams that are coming because obviously Tottenham are in town. So just wanted to say that any Spurs fans, just be careful and stay together because there will only be a fair few of them for sure. Now onto the question. When it comes to it, listen, I'm kind of like with Ben. We're in this cup competition. We have to win it. Let's face it, this kind of competition, even pre-Conte, if we lost it, we were going to have the mickey taken out of us for losing a Tin Pot Cup. And if we win it, we're going to get mickey taken out of us for winning a Tin Pot Cup. So I'd much rather be on the side where we are, where we're winning it and having the piss taken out of us than losing it. And now that Conte's there, that banter becomes even more if we don't win it because of the stature of this man. Listen, I've been saying for years, all I want to do is see some armpit hair. All I want to do is just see them. I don't care what it is. I want to see a trophy. Like I said, in my lifetime, we've won the FA Cup in 81, 82, and I was 2 and 3 respectively. The UEFA Cup in 84, 2 to remember. The first final I remember is losing to Coventry. So I've seen us win the 91 FA Cup that I remember, the 2008 Worthington Cup, whatever it was called, and again the Carling Cup in whatever way, the League Cup twice. That's it in my 42-year life. 3 trophies I can remember. I don't care what we win. I just want to win it. So if Conte's saying we take this serious, we take this serious. And beforehand, I think they split the fans, obviously the nature of the cup and the Thursday, whatever. Whereas now with Conte, we've got, you see how important winning a trophy is. Like when Mourinho came and won the Carling Cup all the time with Chelsea and United, and Guardiola, how he did it with Man City. Winning that first cup is a winning mentality. Yeah. So it doesn't matter how small that cup is. You've gone there, you've gone through it, you've won it, you've deserved to win it, yada, yada, yada. So for me, we've got to take it seriously.
No, do you know what? I couldn't agree more. Just before we get to Josh's Super Chat, it's Tony Hall is in the building. Big yourself up. Eugene is also in the house. My man Phil is in the house. He says, Letitia's in the house, listening whilst getting very angry and work. Time to chill, I think. No, it definitely is, my man. Look, pop into the offie on the way home. Grab yourself a few balls. Pop in, get some chipper and chill out, my man, tonight. Come on, my man. No need to be pissed off, my man. Come on, brother. And we also have the legend himself, Jack Nikolenko is in
Happy Thanksgiving.
My man, everybody wish that fucker a happy Thanksgiving. He truly deserves it. Jack, you go off and enjoy yourself today, my man. You relax, have some good food, and really try and enjoy the day, brother. You deserve the day off, my man. Make sure you use it to the fullest and enjoy it. Big yourself up. Everybody in the chat, wish him a happy Thanksgiving. Josh, the Tottenham guys says, big up David, Kuva, Brian, and Dermot. Hugo Lloris, our oldest player who has a year left on his contract, is worth more than the whole Mura squad. Bit of food for thought. Come on, you Harris Army. Come on, you Flat Cap Army. Come on, you Spurs. Big up Josh, the Tottenham guy. Guys, do get over and check out his channel. He also runs that show, The 4 Hot Spurs, as well. Absolutely brilliant. That is Josh, the Tottenham guy. Do get over there and check it out. But no, it definitely is a bit of food for thought. Josh, look, you know, we should be absolutely spanking them. And that's it. No, look, no excuses. We should be tearing these apart. I mean, I grew up watching Tottenham teams in the UEFA Cup, you know, ripping better teams than this apart with their under-20s, under-21 side. You know what I mean? So there's no reason why we shouldn't be absolutely pulling these guys to shreds. Look, I know people say you have to respect teams in football, but honestly, my local team could beat these. They're absolutely crap. We should be playing them off the park. We should be superior physically, superior athletically, superior fitness, and superior in ability. So we're superior all around, Josh. We should be spanking them, and I absolutely love that stat, my man. Big yourself up, and you enjoy the day off with the missus as well, brother. Don't do anything I wouldn't, though, hey? But look, you know, we'll go to you, Kuva, my man. You know, should we be respecting this competition now?
Definitely. It's about winning mentality. Brian was saying it. Conte is now changing the way this club runs. You can feel it among the fan base, the player. You can see it in the players' faces. This is the effect that we had when Dave Mackay walked into the team back in the 60s. It changed from being fun and games into business. We want everything. This competition, we're going to go and take it. We're not going to go out there and just put in a second string team. We're going to go out there with enough strength to win it. It'll rest a couple of players who are clearly physically drained from the exhausting training and their efforts in the match. But we're going to see something strong enough to whoop this bunch of like amateurs. It's about winning everything, not just one competition, all of them. We should be going out every single match with the idea of just straight win. If somebody's going to take anything from us, they've got to pay for it with blood, sweat, tears. They've got to leave part of their soul on that pitch to beat us. We take everything. We aim as high as we can possibly go. We should even be looking at Chelsea at the top of the league this season. Not next season, this season. Well, that's where we've got to be aiming. Take everything in our path. We've got Conte now. So Man City, you better get polishing that trophy for us because we're coming for that League Cup this season. West Ham, get the hell out of our way. And it's all starting with this competition. We are steaming forward on the Conte Express. Everybody better watch out.
Woo! Jesus Christ, Coover, you were getting me absolutely revved up, my man. I wish I could play that to some like music. You know what you just said there with a bit of music that slowly builds up in loudness as it goes along. Because you were getting us pumped. You were absolutely correct with what you were saying there, 100%. Honestly, you could take the pre-match shows from me, Coover. You're better, my man. Absolutely brilliant. I love it.
Nothing better than you, David.
Dermot, I apologize. You know, it's a tough act to follow right there. But look, you know, what's your thoughts? Should we be respecting this competition or should we just go in and see what happens?
Oh, hell yeah, we should be respecting this competition. I was there in '84 when Graham Roberts picked up the UEFA Cup. I want to be there in May when we pick up this competition. I want us to be the first team to win this competition. I want us to win the League Cup, the FA Cup, top 4. Anything is possible. We're in it to win everything. And as Cooper says, West Ham, you get out of our way. Man City, no trouble. We're going to be the best team in the league this season, next season, and for the next 20 years. The Cockerel's back. Spurs is back. We're rising from the flames. We're in it for everything. Tottenham's back.
Absolutely love it. Honestly, guys, it's time to gear up. Get the crash helmets on, the shoulder pads. We're ready to just start running through walls and doors. I absolutely love that, Dermot. Big yourself up, my man. Jack says it's 6:41 a.m. here. Couldn't sleep because I had nightmares of what Ben Davies could say about the Slovenian pitch. Yeah, I was the same, Jack. I was the same, my man. Absolutely quality. Absolutely quality. Who else have we got here? Guys, I am being made aware that the like situation is not very good on the stream. Come on, guys, you're better than that. Let's absolutely smash that like button. Let's keep Chris Hagenbar happy. Dark Sun G21 says Conte will give us glory. I'm not worried against West Ham for the Carabao Cup and Rennes in the Conference League. Imagine if we still had Nuno. Oh, God. Yeah. Do you know what? It is amazing how we get Conte and we're just like, no, we're going to smash them. We're going to beat them, this, that, and the other. Whereas before we had Nuno, it's like, oh, what if this, what if that? It just goes to show that the winning feeling that Conte brings, Dark Sun G, you know. But Kuva, he's not worried against West Ham in the Carabao Cup. A bit like you. Maybe you're inspiring, Dark Sun G.
Yeah, let's hope so. I mean, everybody's feeling it, aren't we? You look at that after the match with Conte just geeing up the crowd like that. We've all been saying it. We've all been lapping it up for ages. Who else here has gone back just to watch it over and over again? I've watched it about 6 or 7 times now. Just the end sort of aftermath where he's hugging the players, everybody's smiling. You've got his giant hitman at the back there who's got his back for everything. So if he sees somebody that isn't smiling, they're getting a bullet between the eyes, sort of thing. The crowd were going mental. It was just it's like days I haven't seen for I don't know when the last time is. I mean, it was great under Pochettino and everything. We had a family and we were enjoying the football. But this is next level. This is you're not allowed to just be average now. You've got to be giving it everything. The players are feeling that. You can see the confidence is coming. They saw what happened when the change of tactics happened at half time, pushing the wing backs forward. We were starting to look damn good there. I mean, there was a lot of mistakes in the game, of course, but you look at the attitude, the way we're bombing forward, creating the chances. The players knew it, the fans knew it. Even before we scored, you just knew we were going to. It wasn't a case of praying and hoping we might get a shot on target. It was we're just waiting for the floodgates to open. I thought we were going to finish with 5 goals at one point. It was just all happening. I mean, if it had been on a different day, maybe Kane might have taken a couple of them chances. Maybe he might have not been quite so desperate for a goal and laid it off. But I mean, that's the same with the others. They all want in on the action now. Sonny hasn't been scoring many this season either. He's going to want to bag himself some. Hopefully they get half each today, hat-trick each today. Why not?
No, exactly. Why not? I love it, Kuva. I love it. Big up, Dark Sun G, brother. Really appreciate the support, my man. Marcelo is in the building. Marcelo, I will see you later. My man, big yourself up. Big up, Marcelo. What an absolute legend. Wayne Bonner's also in the building. It's nice to have a manager on the sideline showing passion and telling the players where they need to be. and what they need to do. Wayne, my man, it's good to see you, and hopefully you enjoyed the game this evening, brother. I really do. Simon Stevens also said, who's that ball chap though? Seriously, he looks like Hitchin on steroids. And that's the guy that was doing the substitutes with the substitute board in the Leeds game. Look, he is scary, that guy. Trust me, he looks scary. I'd be afraid too. If Conte told me to jump with that guy standing beside him, I'd say, how high? You know what I mean? Honestly, he is a scary fucker. He is scary.
Friedel's brother, by the looks of it, mate. It's a spitting image.
That's who I thought it was at start. I thought it was Brad Friedel, and then it was just like, no, it's not quite Brad Friedel. Who is it, you know? But he does look like Brad Friedel. That's a good observation, Diego.
Reminds me of that actor. Is his name Mark Strong, I think? He was in the film Grimsby and things like that.
Yeah.
He's got a very similar sort of look to him as well.
Very true.
Absolutely love it. That guy is going to be a meme by the end of this week. I love him. But look, we'll go to Brian. Antonio Conte, of course, he will take a different approach than Nuno at Tottenham, especially in Europa Conference League, by taking a fully fit squad and saying they should be ready when called upon. Do you agree with Conte's approach compared to Nuno's A and B team approach, especially when it comes to risk of injuries for our biggest stars?
I do, 1,000,000,000%. I think I said it. I think I answered this question in the last question as well. When Nuno did it, I was a fan of it because it was like, right, you cannot trust these players. You can kind of trust these players. You need to keep these guys fit. And we saw that completely, totally, and utterly backfired with a shambolic performance against West Ham. It's kind of it's a prime time for him to assess this squad. And do you know what? Harry Winks said something in one of those. Or Harry Winks, I think it was Ben Davis, but I think it was Harry Winks that said, "Oh, this splitting of the team is not good for team morale, and it's not done good, and it's like there's an A." And do you know what? This has just nipped it all in the bud. Like, we're all together. We're going to get through this. We're going to be there to support each other. So I was very, very pro Nuno's choice until we saw the performance of Vitesse was shambolic, that 1-0 defeat. And then an even worse defeat at West Ham. So that clearly didn't work. But I think Conte has made every single player like 6 inches taller, except Winks, because I think he shrunk. But yeah, it's literally they've now got the chance. I think all the players, whether we like them or hate them, whether we think they need to go or not, they've all got a spring in their step because they're like, right, this is a real manager. And not only will this manager win things, this manager has a history of improving players, and we're not just talking. We used to say that Mourinho can make great players elite, but can't make good players great, and so on. Well, this man can. This man can make people jump levels. So I think the players have to realise this is a chance where not only I can win something, but I can actually really improve my game, maybe get into the international setup and do something more with my career. So I'm totally with Conte now. Was against it with Nuno, but totally with it now.
No, interesting. Dermot, lad, same to you. Do you prefer Conte's approach of togetherness, or do you prefer Nuno's approach of separating the squads, and it's up to you to prove yourself to get into the team?
No, I prefer Conte's approach. I mean, this proves togetherness and your fight for each other, and it's got to be. If you divide the team, it's not a team, it's not a squad. You keep the squad together, as Brian said. Even if you want them gone or not, they need to be together to breathe that togetherness, to breathe that confidence into one another. That they will go onto that pitch and they'll fight for one another. I think Conte's got it spot on. And I think it's the right approach, and then that would build in every game. So, no, I agree. Conte's got doing the right approach.
No, interesting answer, and same to you, Kuva. Did you agree with what Nuno done against Vitesse, or do you like Conte's approach of bringing whatever is available they're coming?
Nuno, who's that? Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, it's Conte all the way. You go at every game like a raging bull. You put in as strong a squad as you possibly can. If players need to come off after the job's done, that's fine. Then you wrap them up in cotton wool, give them a bit of TLC, prepare them for the next match. This is the point in having a squad. You don't have to have two teams. You integrate it all. They all should be dropping in for each other when needed. Like now, if Højbjerg's really tired out, just chuck Skip in. He'll do the job. He's fresh. No problem at all. Kane, do a half of football, score your hat-trick, come off at half-time, keeps him refreshed for the weekend. Maybe Sonny can come on in his place for the second half. Mix and match it all up, because we've got a big enough squad for it. And then when you add in like the Hills and the Bergwijn, well, Bergwijn isn't going, is he? He's been left behind. Well, okay. Whoever else is on the trip, really, basically, whoever's up for the game, get them on if they're performing. If they really are tired out, Conte will know that. No problem. He'll manage it. He doesn't need to panic and do this 11 changes, and you're praying the team gets through it. None of that bollocks. We can just get the job done.
No, I couldn't agree more. Look, we do need to get the job done. It's that simple. Just get the job done and get out of there, and then everyone can sit back and get refreshed for the weekend. We'll take a few comments here from the chat. Eva, man, good to see you in the building. Says, hi, guys, get another win tonight. Come on, you Spurs. Alex Apostol and Dembele is the big question right now, and maybe Delhi. Look, I reckon you might see the two of them, my man. I think you brace yourself for the two of them. Simon Stevens says, if we hadn't seen Levy in that video directly across from the Hitman chap, you'd be mistaken for thinking Conte improved. Even him. Absolutely love that. Paul McHenry says, we have a manager who really is the boss, not the players. Die for the boss or find a horse's head in your bed. Absolutely love it, my man. I love that. Big yourself up. D-Trex is calling Daigle the Canadian 007. Absolutely.
Loving that nickname, funnily enough. Loving that.
Stevie Fraser is saying, kind of think we need to hold all our judgments on the players until we see who they are after Conte. They aren't who we think they are anymore. They aren't who we think they are anymore. Come on, you Spurs. Do you know what, Stevie? Look, the players are the ones that give me a reason to judge them when they don't perform. And they've done it under numerous managers. So, look, I'll be honest with you. Yeah, Conte might turn around one or two. He's not turning around them all. I still do think, some of them will end up going. But I do see what you're saying. It is a good point, too, to be fair. But he's not going to be able to turn them all around, that's for sure. Wayne Bonner says 3-4-3 or 3-5-2. My preference is the latter. Get a ball player in there and pull the strings. I prefer the 3-5-2. And look, he might do that today with Ali, Ndombele, and Skip. You don't know when. You could see a midfield three of that with Ndombele or Ali playing in the camera. Who knows? It'll be very interesting to see what he does do today. Look, no matter who he puts out there, they should perform. Sorry, Kuva, go on.
Yeah, I was going to say, if we're looking at the 3-5-2, and Conte really does prefer that, then I think we might just see Vlahovic coming in January. If not January, then at the end of the season, because for me, he's the natural partner for Kane up front. Kane dropping that slightly deeper role, Vlahovic in the advanced role, because he's great. Vlahovic, when he's in the box, that's where you want him all the time. Kane's got that ability to drop deeper, and he's already used to doing the strength work like Lukaku did for when he went over to Italy. He got bulked up and he was holding the ball up that way. Kane can do all of that. It makes an interesting partnership. It also but that would throw a bit of a doubt over Sonny, because where do you fit him in there? There's some interesting choices, because he's not a perfect fit for the 3-5-2.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that is very true. That is very true. That's why Conte's paid the big bucks, Curvy. He's paid to have them headaches, my lad. He's paid to have them headaches. But it's a very interesting point, I have to say. Very interesting point. Moondog's in the building. Good afternoon, guys. Moondog, my man, I hope you're keeping well. Good afternoon to you. Moondog, wish all the people across the pond a happy Thanksgiving. They're going to be absolutely stuffed with some turkey today. And everyone keep it a secret. Don't tell the vegans. They'll be all over them eating the turkey today. John Fitzpatrick says, we all know if we play Dyer, Davies and Winks together in a big game, they will let us down. Just hope Conte sees this. We'll wait and see. My man. Look, I think we're all aware that the mistakes probably will happen. They don't just go overnight. But if Conte can limit the mistakes, I suppose, then we're on to a winner, my man. Then we are on to a winner. Everybody, make sure you obliterate that like button. Make sure you absolutely keep obliterating that subscribe button. And like Moondog, Dark Sun G, Josh the Tottenham guy, and so many before, guys, feel free to get your super chats in. It is a great way to help support the channel, and they're also great talking points as well. So they are. But look, Brian, despite bringing the strongest squad available to him, Conte has promised to rotate his squad with a number of players yet to feature under the new manager. Now we know Sessegnon is starting as confirmed in the press conference. What do you think Sessegnon can bring to a Conte side, and what other changes do you think we will see?
So we'll deal with Sessegnon first. I'm really, really excited by Sessegnon. And when I say really, really excited, I loved what he was doing at Fulham. And you could see that there was a player there and there's something to build on. And if it had been any other manager, I would have not worried for Sessegnon, but I think he may not have got in and he may have been out the door. But the style of football he plays, and obviously the fullbacks are imperative to him, I don't think there's a manager we could have wished to work with Sessegnon and try and get his fitness back up. So I actually am really excited. I think the two players that are going to benefit the most from him are both the left wing backs, Sessegnon and Reguilon, because I honestly think it's so important to him, and they've got all the attributes to be able to do this. It's not like they're converting a Victor Moses into a position. These guys, this is their position, and it's to enhance it. So Sessegnon, it's all about keeping him fit. It's all about keeping him fit. And when it comes to making the changes today, I want to see I want to see 4, 5 maximum big hitters out there to begin with, minimum. Oh no, sorry, maximum. And I've mentioned, I think I mentioned it on your show yesterday. I actually want to see Tanganga play today because I really want to see Davinson Sanchez play in the Premier League. I think what you saw with Vitesse when he came on and got that injury really bad, cut his head open, bandaged on, did the Terry Butcher, came on like a warrior. Even when he came on against Leeds, he looked hungry. He looked like a beast. I really think in a back three, it's his position. And I really think Tanganga, I think after the red card at Palace and then coming back into the fold now, he needs a bit more game time. So chucking him into the Premier League, especially at this time, it is hard. So this is the thing. With this game, with this build-up, it's really like we know, not just us, every English Premier League team and most of England have got a game every two games every week. And with the lack of squad in depth, he has got to be thinking, right, Liverpool and Leicester are the two big games where I know my 11 I want. And it's about keeping the rest fit and auditioning, because those two games, for obvious reasons, are huge games for us, especially Liverpool. Leicester, they're in a bit of a... So we've got these games, West Ham in the cup. You've got to remember, not only is it West Ham, but with that, we're in another semi-final. So those 3 games are huge for progression in the cup, and obviously these two are the big teams in the league. So and this is where his 3. Remember, we all said he's got his 3 fitness coaches. This period is where we're going to see what they're made of, because it's so lack of depth, and obviously chop change, keep game management, and Conte. We know he's done it. He signs a 35-year-old Ashley Young. He knew Ashley Young weren't going to play every single game for obvious reasons. So he has players, and he knows the players he can play in certain games. So that's what's fascinating to me. I mean, we could see this lineup, and at Burnley, we could be like, oh my God, how are they playing, or why are they playing? And it's not, you've got to think, not Burnley and, oh my God, this ain't the right team for Burnley. You've got to think, right, but we've got this team in a few days, and we've got that team in a few days. So it's going to be fascinating to see. I mean, I think you're right that we're going to see. There was a comment before where we were talking about Delhi and another player. I can't remember who the other player. Who was it in the comment? Undembele, yeah. Undembele, I think we will see. I hope we don't see Delhi, because we saw what he did against Vitesse when he was captain, and I just really don't want to see him. I think players like Undembele now are going. This is a game to show. Yep, you've got the fitness. Yes, you understand what I want you to do, and now, yes, you know what, I can trust you in the Premier League. I don't want to see Delhi. I think we'll see Doherty. I think we will, and I think people will be surprised with what you see from him, because he'll finally be in the. No, Doherty's been awful. Don't get me wrong, he's been awful. We've all slated him, but right now he's got no excuses. You are in the. You're going to get played in the position that you made your name for at Wolves. So I think we'll be surprised with what we see with Doherty. I don't think he's going to pull up trees and becomes the saviour, but I'm interested and I'm fascinated to see what he can do under Conte. It's players like that.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Good answer. Good answer. Moondog says, I'm sick of hearing the name Denny, Winks, and Davies. Look, first of all, it's Crayon Wanky. And I will actually give Davies a bit of,
Yeah, that's brilliant.
because he's actually played well over the last couple of games. So I'll actually give him respect and give him his last name, Davies. But look, when it comes to the likes of the Walking Crayon and Harry Wanky, look, for me, I think they're washed up and they're done. I don't think any manager is really going to get much out of them. I mean, you look at Winks, he had his chance against Leeds. My opinion is he just did not take it. He wanted to be anonymous, and he was anonymous in my opinion. And look, the Walking Crayon at the minute, I don't know what's going on with the kid. I really don't. But we'll see what happens. But Moondog, big yourself up, my man. Really appreciate the support, brother. Really do appreciate it, my man. You have no idea how much it helps. But Kuva, same to you, lad. Session, are you excited? What can he offer this Conte team? Can he come in and take his chance? And maybe what other chances you think we will see?
I don't see why Sessignon can't come in and do well. He's the first most important attributes he's got is pace, and he's able to cross the ball. If you've got that, you've got a chance of being moulded into a player that Conte wants for a wing back. It helps he's got a little bit of experience already doing that exact role. So why not? Even the little cameo role he had coming on in the last, God, I've forgotten the word played already. I really am going senile. You know that, don't you? On last game, all I remember is the aftermath incident. It bloody Leeds, isn't it? You saw when he came on then, you could see there's just a little something there. He was disappointed in himself for messing up the cross, but you could see there was just that little bit of energy. There was something that was missing throughout the season with other players, and it's there in him, and you can see it in Regulon now as well. We see it in all the team now, but that whole second half, when we started playing more like a man-to-man marking thing instead of zonal at the back, and we stepped up those extra 10, 15 yards, applied the pressure on Leeds. You saw players like Dyer. He was really starting to shine there. He was basically doing the Romero role. He was getting in with that early challenge on the player before they could do anything with it. Yeah. It was working. Ben Davis has adapted it to it well. It's forget the passing bit; they're never going to be good at that. But purely for defensive point of view, they're able to do it. That was so encouraging because it meant, like as Brian said, it's interesting to see what happens with Sanchez, because Sanchez has got all the physical attributes to be a monster in this league. If he can get if he's got some sort of manager with confidence in him, playing him, and he finds that form again. Because when he first arrived for us, he was brilliant. He did have Vertonghen and Alderweireld with him, though. We haven't got anybody like that now at the moment. So perhaps if he gets a bit of time with Romero and hopefully another signing to go in that back three, he could shine. It could be that player that really steps up when you're looking elsewhere. Because at the moment, Davis and Dyer are performing. Is Sanchez the mystery sort of star who comes out of the shadows? Could be. He's got a chance anyway. I'm expecting him to play today. I'm expecting Tanganga to play. And I think probably Dyer, because he's literally the glue at the back at the moment. He's that rock you need in the centre that the others can play around. So the rest of the place is up for grabs a bit because they have to do a bit more work. The centre backs at least are going to be holding their shape a lot of the time.
100%. I couldn't agree more, my man. I could not agree more. Dark Sung G with the super chat says Session has a good mentality based on the pre-match interview for Mura. I hope he can now succeed at Spurs, and if he does, we can replace Wanks in the homegrown. Look, when it comes to Session, yeah, he does get it. Actually, it is clicked with him. He has had a bit of a tough ride, with injuries and stuff like that. But look, hopefully now he can get fit. Hopefully this new fitness regime helps him. And look, hopefully he can bring something, because look, I agree with what Krug was saying. When he came on against Leeds, he added that bit of spark, that bit of energy. And look, he needs to be providing that, and hopefully he can't do it, because look, this guy does have ability. I mean, this guy was playing in the Fulham first team at 16. You know, the ability's there. He can't do it. And it'd be massive for us going forward, especially, you know, pushing Reguilon as well. And if he's there pushing Reguilon, you have two people with final balls that are unbelievable. I mean, we're in for a good ride. We really are. So I really do hope that Sessegnon can really push himself now, and let's see what he can do, Dark Sun G. You know, let's see what he can do. And plus, you know, it would be nice for him to succeed again, because it does mean we can get rid of some of the players on the English quarter that just aren't quite good enough and replace them, my man. Big up, Dark Sun G, brother. Really appreciate the support. Really do appreciate it, my man. And look, finally to you, Dermot, you know, as well. You know, would you agree with what Dark Sun G says here? He says Young, he does have a good mentality, and he wants him to succeed at Spurs. Would you echo that? And also, what changes do you expect to see today in the starting lineup?
I do agree with Dark Sonji. I really do. I hope Sessegnon can actually succeed, because I think he deserves it. I think he's been bad luck with injuries, but when he has played, was it Hoffman? He was in Germany. He was sensational, absolutely sensational. That lad's got pace to burn. Even when he come on at Leeds for the last 15 minutes, he was up and down that wing like anything. So for him and Reggie, that'd be good. They can push each other. As for changes, I think there will be changes tonight. I would like to see 4 or 5 players start. Then when the game's run, bring them off. But please keep 2 of the 4 Teletubbies out of the way, Deli and Winks. Just let them go off to Teletubby land and leave them there. Let them play with Tinky Winky and Lala and Dipsy and Pooh or Poe. Just leave them there. Don't even bring them. Just give them a rattle and a rattle and a little hammer, and see can they get the round stick into a square hole, because that's what all they're good for. So leave the Teletubbies out of it. But yeah, start bringing some youngsters, but 4 or 5 changes, I think.
Yeah, no, look, for me personally, look, I do think we will see changes. I would make a couple of changes. I would give some players a run out. I think he will have to see if they can be a part of what he wants to do going forward. But look, you always run the risk of it being a bad game, of us being turned over, or us making it a lot harder than what it actually needs to be. You always run that risk. But look, we've seen it under 3-4 managers now. Hopefully we don't see it under Conte. But what I do like about Conte is he will have the bollocks to haul them off if they're not doing the job. He will do it. It doesn't matter whether it's 20 minutes into the game or 70 minutes into the game. He will haul them off. I swear, if we're not playing well in the first half, I can guarantee you him and that ball guy are in that dressing room, and they will absolutely rip it apart, you know, and get them out there performing. So there's nowhere for these guys to hide anymore. Nowhere at all. Changes I think we might see. I think definitely, look, you'll probably see Galini come in goals. I think you might see Doherty come in at right back. Obviously, we know Sessegnon will be playing left wing back, Doherty right wing back. Centre back's an interesting one for me, and this is a question I will be getting onto. But for me, do you know what? I think with Romero being out for a long time with the injury, for me it would make sense to play Dyer and Davies, because it looks like he's going to persist with them, and then whoever he sees fit between Tanganga, Rodon, or Sanchez. But whoever he sees being their partnership, why Romero's out, it would make sense to play them so that they can all get a good understanding with each other and try and become one solid unit. Going into midfield, I think you might see Skip come back in. I think you see Højbjerg drop to the bench, be rested. I think maybe Ndombele probably, I'm thinking Ndombele will come in. Now, here's a surprise. I actually think you might see Dele Alli up front today. I just have a feeling you might see him up front today. I think Conte might try and give him a go and give Kane and Son a rest. And if it doesn't work out, maybe bring them on. Be very, very interesting to see what happens there, who does play up front today. But I do think you will see Ndombele or Ronald McDombele, on the walking crayon. I do think you will see them get a chance. So it'll be interesting to see if they take it. You know, Denny, the spot from a mile away, pick your colour. You know, what one do you want next to continue drawing on your page? And then you see Ronald McDombele. Hopefully he can turn into end on bad boy and really putting a shift out there. Because we need it. Look, we need a Dele Alli or an Ndombele to come to the fore. But if you're looking at what we really need, it's what Ndombele has is what we need. Dele Alli, his best years have always been without the ball. in space. When I don't think he has the ability to be able to play through the lines, which is probably what we need tonight. So I do think you might interestingly see Ndombele in a deeper role, and let's see what happens there. But look, Brian, back to you, my man. Of course, as we know, Romero could be out for some time. And with that in mind, should Conte stick with Dyer and Davies and play whoever he feels will be stepping in for Romero, like I was saying, and let them build up a solid partnership and be one cohesive unit? Or should he give Sanchez, Rodon, and Tanganga all a run out across that back three and give them a chance to put their name or their hat in the ring for selection?
So do you know what? This is a really good question, David. The reason I say that is, as I said at the beginning, I'd like to see Tanganga play today so Sanchez can play in the Premier League. But then you put it, to me, the centre-back pairing, whether it be a 2 or a 3, is the most important partnership across the entire pitch. Forget about your left backs and your right backs running together, or the midfield partnership on the front. This pairing or 3 is the most important thing for me on the pitch. And now you say about getting them the understanding. So should he play the 3 that he thinks going forward play tonight? I'm kind of inclined to agree with that. But again, the only reason I'm not going to say it is because it's the Christmas period. If it hadn't been Christmas, I'd have been like, yep, do you know what? You're right. Play the back 3 that he wants to play as the back 3 till Romero's back. Because you've got to remember, last season we played Davies like 9 games in a row and he got burnt out. And listen, any player playing 9 games straight in a row in a demanding position, you're going to get burnt out. You need rotation. You need strength in depth. And we saw what it did. And at this period, we cannot risk burnout. We cannot risk burnout in this period because everyone knows why. So if it hadn't been the Christmas period, I probably would have said go with all 3, David. Like you said, pick the other defender. If it's Davies and Dyer, pick the other one that he sees as the 3 until Romero's back. But just because of the fixture pile-up, I'm going to say, like I said at the beginning, in my opinion, hopefully start Tanganga and then see Sanchez at Burnley. But if he goes with the 3 that you said, like the back 3 that he goes at, I totally get why he's done it. Now that you said it, it's a great question.
First of all, Bagel, I do appreciate that. Thank you. It's when I sat there this morning coming up with it, I thought it would be a good question. So look, pass it over to, we'll go to Kuva this time. Kuva, where do you stand at? Do you think he should play a consistent back 3 now and get them as one cohesive unit, like Brian was saying, probably one of the most, if not the most important unit on the pitch? Or do you think he should give other guys a chance, A, it rests players, and B, it gives them a chance to show that they're capable?
Yeah, I think it's important to get those partnerships working at the back, obviously, because it's so important. Although I think you could change it around a little bit. If you're focusing on one player, for me, that would be Dyer. He would be the linchpin of the defence. And players could be adjusting, getting used to coming in and playing alongside him. They'll do that throughout training all the time anyway. But is it worth putting him in, trying him out on a game like today with a new setup for players that have to come in to fill in for Romero? Yeah, of course it is. I mean, like Brian, I'm actually quite favouring the idea of Sanchez playing because if Conte can fix what went wrong with him, it's a hell of a player to have in your team. He's got all that recovery pace. He's got the aerial ability. He's got the physical ability. If Conte instills in him that sort of warrior spirit and a little bit of a sense to go with the defending, then it could work out well for us. Because I don't think Tanganga really seems ready. He's a little bit naive with what he does. He gets a bit out of his depth at times. His heart's there, though. That's for sure. I think he needs just a little bit more time playing with the squad, learning off Conte and his coaching, getting used to the other players and really discovering what his role is going to be, a more defined way of knowing where he's going forward. Because if he keeps getting chopped and changed between full-back areas and central defence, is he going to develop in either? I'm not so sure. He seems like a central defender to me. Dave, you're on mute again.
Sorry, I keep forgetting, but I have to keep doing it because of the banging. Dermot, yourself.
Should have let you keep going, really, shouldn't we?
You could have. You could have kept going. Dermot, where do you stand, man? One cohesive unit, put them out there, let them build up the confidence and the playing time, and get them to learn how to play alongside each other in this back three. Or, like I said, give Tanganga and Roden a chance to see if they're any better.
I would give Tanganga and Roden a chance, because Roden and Davis have played well in the Wales last game. So I'll give Roden deserve his chance and give him a go. And Tanganga, Dyer did well against Leeds, so but tonight I would actually go with Tanganga, Roden, and Davis as a back three. And then, as the other two lads says, put Sanchez in for the weekend. But that's how I would go.
Yeah, look, a lot of people are calling for Sanchez. Look, I do see where they're coming from. I'm still a bit dubious on the guy. Do you know, where I stand on it is just because I love Tanganga and I want to see the Welsh Maldini given a shot, I think I would give all three of them a go. But on the flip side, I do want them to take it seriously in respect with Romero is out injured. I do think he should find his back three and work on them. So it's a tough one. But look, I do want to see Tanganga and Roden given a go. I really do. I think it'd be harsh if they're not. I'll be honest with you. I think Dyer might benefit from the rest. I think Ben Davies might benefit from the rest. So look, let's give it to them and see what happens. Dark Song G says Spurs need fighters, not kids. Crayon and wanks. Big yourself up, my man. I couldn't agree more. Look, to talk about kids, they're all over their Instagrams and stuff as well, and all over the news crying all the time as well. I'm sick of it, Instead of being out there crying and putting all your time and energy into sourcing the local journalist, so you can cry and moan and bitch about what's going on at the club. Just go to training and put it in on the training pitch and you might actually play. How about that? Maybe that's actually how the world works. That if you actually put in the effort and you deserve it, your chance will come. So that's what I say, Dark Sun G. Big yourself up, my man. Kev Williams says, I feel sorry for Roden. He's a class centre-back. No, look, Roden's decent, it took me a while to kind of be convinced by the guy. But towards the back end of last season, he was our only competent defender.
Correct.
He was unlucky. Yeah. He was unlucky with Nuno. Look, with Nuno, he came back from the European Championships. He was injured. He kind of missed pre-season, didn't really get a chance, and he was a bit unlucky under Nuno. And then obviously we changed manner and brought in Conte. So I just think he's been unlucky. But look, Kev Williams, let's hopefully see he gets a chance today. Go on, Diego.
Yeah, I was going to say about Roden. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm a huge fan of Roden's. I really, really want him to do well. And when Jose got the sack, for those last 4 games, he was night and day our best defender, by far, in attitude and everything. But what gets me with this now is he's had 4 managers, and 4 managers have gone down this line and not picking him. Which obviously we see what we see on the pitch, but obviously I think there's something going on in the back end. I've had a few people say to me, apparently he's a bit of a mouthy one and he'll stand up to managers or debate. So I really want to see Roden succeed. I really want, but when there's 4 managers and 3 of them have been ultra defensive, you'd think, well, surely they're going to give him a shot. The end of Mourinho, it was I don't know if people realise, he had a partnership that worked well for 4 games, and then for no reason whatsoever, one of the 2 defenders would come out for no reason whatsoever, but they're just for some reason the managers aren't picking him for a reason. And I think we're not getting the full picture behind the scenes with him. But I'd love to see Roden do well. I really do rate him.
Yeah. No, I would like to see him given a chance, at least one more chance, and see where he can take it. Guys, just a quick answer on this next question, and we'll go to Kuva first, or we'll go to Dermot first with this. Conte has said Romero's injury is serious. We do have to wait for that second scan, like I already pointed out, to find out the severity of the injury. If it is the worst case scenario, does that now mean we have to buy a centre back in January?
Yes. For the reason because I don't fully trust Dyer and Davis. There's a mistake in them. Sanchez, I don't know. We've got Roden and then possibly Sanchez, but yes, we do need a centre back because it's just Dyer and Davis. There's a mistake in them, and you're always going to have that in the back of your mind if them 2 are playing. Are they going to make a mistake? So yeah, we definitely need a centre back in January, definitely.
No, do you know what, Dermot? I would agree with that. I have to say, look, I think, look, even if we got one more injury to any of them, Dyer, Sanchez, Davies, Roden, you're leaving yourself very, very short, especially when you're playing three centre backs. So I do think we will have to dip into the market, and I think that's probably why we're seeing the links with Kim Min-jae again, which I'll be honest with you, we kind of touched on last night that I don't really like because it was a player we were linked with before Conte. I think it is a stopgap in terms of a cheap buy just to kind of fill a position, which we've been doing time and time again. I don't think we should be doing that. I think it's whoever Conte decides is the man for the job. Go and get that man. But good answer, Dermot. Kuva,
I mean, also, sorry, Dave, I just want to put also that I read somewhere that Paritici's even looking at over 30 defenders to get them in and centre backs to get them in at January. It's basically Paritici said to Conte, "We're getting in who's the best at their job. It doesn't matter if they're 30 or 32. If they're a good defender, we're getting them in." So they're not just looking for long one. They're looking at the overall. Do you know what I mean? They're not. They're looking at every defender. So I think fair play to Paratici as well. I think he's bringing that mentality. If they're good enough, we get them in.
Yeah, 100%. And what would you say to Dark Song G here, Dermot? He says, I hope Spurs get Kim Min-jae. He's class.
I haven't seen much of him. I've heard of him. And yeah, I agree with Dark Song G. He is class. So, I hope he does come to the club because he's a very good player. And he's very good. So he'd be a good addition to the squad.
Yeah, interesting. No, look, they call him the monster over there, isn't it, Dark Song G? That's what they call him, Others would call him the Korean Harry Maguire, so it'll be interesting to see what one we get, Dark Song G. Do let me know whether it's the Korean Harry Maguire or the monster. I want to know, my man. Let me know what you think. And he also says Kim Min-jae, De Vrij, and Romero back three looks scary in my opinion. Yeah, do you know what? It's better than what we have at the minute. Look, that's for sure. Romero, look, I think this guy, I've already said it, he's better at this age than what Virgil van Dijk was. And I think he'll end up going on having a better career than Virgil van Dijk. I think we have one of the best centre-backs in world football for the next 7-8 years. De Vrij, De Fridge, whatever you want to call him. Look, he would come in and do a job for a year or two. Maybe look stabilise the back four. Wouldn't be a bad signing. And then Kim Min-jae, I'll be honest, Dark Sunji, I'm not sold until you let me know whether it's the Korean Munster or the Korean Harry Maguire. That's what I do need to know before I'm sold on this guy. Big yourself up, Dark Sunji, my man. I really, really appreciate the support, brother. Kuva, Skip is back in contention today. Do you see him being thrown straight back in there today? And who do you see Conte giving a chance in there with him? Considering last time out, who do you see Conte putting in there maybe with Skip? And do you see Skip starting? And as you've seen in the last time we played them, the last day out, how important it is in there to have some dominance, have some possession, and players that are comfortable on the ball. Do you think Conte will put the players in there to be able to do that today?
Sorry, I missed a little bit. Sorry, no, I got the idea. Skip, yeah, he walked straight back into the team. I think Højbjerg, he genuinely, for the first time to me, he looked like he was shattered in the last game. He had a golden little 15 minutes after half time, and then he looked like he was a spent force. But he helped drag our team where it needed to be in that game. So yeah, Skip in, he'll be full of energy. He can play the whole match and play on the weekend again, no problem. They'll run all day, every game. Playing alongside him, that's going to be the interesting one, isn't it? Because I think most people know my view on Winks is the same as most people's. You kind of hope he gets thrown out of the airplane on the way over there. But I don't know, Tanguy, he's got some creativity. Is he going to be turning up though? I mean, you don't know what you're getting with him. We've got to see him at some point though, haven't we? Conte's going to have to try all of these players, so it's as good a match as any for him to see if he'll step up. For me, it's a question of how fit does he think he is, because that's always been the big issue. If he thinks he isn't fit enough and he won't put in the workload, I don't see Conte picking him. Dele Alli, he doesn't fit that role alongside Skip. He doesn't fit the box-to-box role. like you're saying, Dave, if he was going to play, he's got to go up front, hasn't he? He's got to play off the shoulder of Kane, like that shadow striker position that people know when you're familiar with Football Manager and stuff like that. That creates the problem of who do you have working behind there, because you need your Eriksen type. Not quite a Cam in this case, but if you're going to play Dele and Harry Kane up front, it's the temptation to say there we're going to be playing more like a 3-5-2 than a 3-4-3. So give Son a rest, maybe have Brian Hill floating around in midfield, being the creative little spark. Wing backs going on in tandem. You've got 3 creative players behind Dele Alli, Harry Kane, maybe. It might be worth having a look at anyway. But, you know, Dele Alli, if he's going to play, I agree, he's got to be up front. It's the only thing he can possibly do. And he's another one I wouldn't be missing if he fell out of the airplane either. In fact, there's a lot of them. We should take a cargo aircraft over there and we just sort of line them up. And if Conte doesn't fancy him on the way over, just give him a little shove out there and thanks. You're off the
is it past the parachutes, Cooper?
Do they make them out of lead?
Yeah.
Honestly, that's brilliant. It's like Tottenham's version of Lost. Absolutely love it, Kuva. No, I agree with you. Look, I don't want to see Dele Alli in the midfield. He's not the sort of guy we need in there. He's too loose. He wants to do flicks and tricks instead of getting on the ball and passing it, you know, which is what we need in there. So I absolutely couldn't agree more, Kuva. Again, great analysis, my man. Absolutely spot on.
I don't see who we're going to have as the box-to-box player, though. The Celso's up fit, is he?
No, he's out. He's got a knock.
Oh yeah, of course he has, hasn't he? So I mean, who goes in there? I mean, if you've got Skip and you've got say Hill as the creative one, who's that third one in a 3-5-2? I don't. It's just
see, that's the thing. Do you know what? This is the thing, Kuva. It's like with Kane and Son, they look a bit tired. Ideally, you'd want to rest them. Does he play Dele Alli up front? But then again, you know, does he have to play Dele Alli in beside Skip because he needs the legs in there? Look, in fairness, we've seen under Nuno, Dele Alli can't get forward and back. He can't do anything else. But do you think that is an option there in Cuba that he could play Dele Alli in beside the Skip today in the midfield?
Well, he's played in that position before, hasn't he? He was just rubbish at it. I mean, it's like Winks. I mean, you're literally better off putting a sandbag or something on the field, and at least it covers a bit of room. It's going to block the occasional shot. It's more than they do.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll give up on it. Maybe that's a case of something that was being talked about before. You could even revert to putting Eric Dyer into the defensive midfield role. Then you could bring Rodon on and mix it up again. But I mean, is Dyer going to want to step forward into midfield again? Well, if Conte wants him to, he'll do it. But he'll do it bloody well told, same as everybody. It's a possibility. There's a few things they can do. I just don't see any obvious ones in that midfield bit.
Yeah, same here. Dark Song G said he's called the Korean Van Dijk, not the fridge from Man United. Absolutely love it, Dark Song G. And Jack says, that Maguire couldn't polish the monster boots off Kim Min Jae. So big up, Dark Song G. Look, I'll take him. So I'll take him. Big yourself up, my man. Absolutely love it. Look, we'll go to Diego with this one. Harry Kane has done quite well in this competition when called upon. Do you see him or Son starting in this match, given Scarlett is out injured? And who do you see joining him in the attack?
Kane starts for me. I would start him, and I think he does start. Listen, I spoke about it yesterday on your show as well. I think I got it. We were all expecting Kane to come back after his 7 goals in international. Yesterday it was against really weak opponents, but you thought he would have that spring in his step, that predator instinct. He kept dropping deep, and if like I was saying yesterday, I think Conte is telling him to stay deep, but he's so in his head that he's got to come back and do everything that he's just doing it out of habit, and we've got to try and break that habit. If Conte wants him to stay forward, he's got to learn to stay forward, and this game he's got to start implementing it and doing it. And And we need to get some goals from him. I mean, we're coming into December now. All right, he's got X amount of goals. He's got 1 Premier League goal. This is Harry Kane we're talking about coming into December next week. Which I don't think if you went to any man on the street of any team and said Harry Kane 1 Premier League goal by December, not a single person would take that bet.
Yeah.
And we've got to get the goals from him somehow. And I think now it's come to the point where it's not resting him and let him. He's got to start performing. Whether you're very, very pro Kane and love Kane as you do, David. And I love him, but as you know, I'm very, very critical of him at the moment. And there's a lot of people that are still critical of him, maybe to different levels, but he's got to start turning those heads and making them be the ultra what Kane was. Especially coming into Christmas, we need this guy firing. We need him firing on all cylinders. And I think that relax and let him recover or rest him in games, I think that's not working. He needs to play as many games as possible to get the minutes in his legs, the adrenaline pumping, and to just get used to being what Conte wants him to. So I start him in every single game. Playing up front with him, I wouldn't mind seeing Brian Hill just behind him. I really just anything but Dele. Anything. Galini, I don't care. Just not Dele.
Yeah. Do you know what? I wanna bring in Brian Gilmessi. Why, Brian? Because when I saw his face, I said, I'm a believer. I absolutely love it. I really want to see him come out there today. I genuinely want to see more of the Brian Gilmessi and the best number 10 in world football link-up play again, and hopefully put the game to bed by half-time. I do think, Gil, he has a point to prove as well, and I think tonight could be the night along with Harry Kane, Brian. I think that would be very good, and then look, what you could do is you could take Kane off and bring on Son, as you could take Kane off and bring on whoever else you want. And you can give Kane a rest as well. But if anyone's going to create the chances for him tonight, it is Brian Gilmessi. Trust me, the kid's unbelievable. You're going to see the full effect of Brian Gilmessi out there tonight. Honestly, you're going to be thinking he is Messi, and you're going to come back and say, Dave, how'd you think of that name? You were so right all along. The guy's absolutely quality. But look, Dermot, last time out, we went 2-0 up when they scored to make it 2-1, and we had a decent lineup out. Then we struggled to dominate or even do anything. So we had to bring the big boys off the bench to put some gloss on the scoreline. We're playing away from home this time. Do you see us struggling again against this team?
No. Absolutely not. We will go out. We've had Conte was only in for a few days, so he didn't have time to get into the team, to get into the squad. He has got into the squad. We had a good second half against Leeds. We'll come out tonight and we'll batter these 4-5-0, and then we'll batter whoever next. This team is on the running run now. This team is going places, and tonight we'll just walk in there and we will batter them 6-7-0, because I cannot see anything less but a win. And I hope Gil does play, because for me, Gil is going to be one of our best players for the future. And I think he'll play behind Kane tonight. That's going to be the partnership for the future too. And tonight, I just can't see anything else but a Tottenham win.
No, do you know what? I fully agree with you, and I absolutely love that. Look, I can't see anything but a Tottenham win today, and I better not, because it's absolutely embarrassing. So it is absolutely embarrassing if we don't win that. But look, I hope some of these players, if they do get given another chance, that they realise that they were nearly turned over last time, and that they really, really pull their finger out and perform. To be honest with you, Dermot, it's what we want at the end of the day.
It is. We deserve this. As fans, yeah. We deserve it. We've been put through the mill with Mourinho, with Mason, with the Garden Gnome. We've got a proper manager in. We deserve this.
Yeah.
We deserve them players to give us something back.
Yeah.
And we deserve it, and we will demand it. And Conte will demand it. Yeah. So that's my opinion. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, David.
No,
Sorry.
No, not at all. And so we should demand it, Dermot. You're 100% correct, my man. 100% correct. Everybody, we will be going for another about 10 minutes. Everyone, make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you absolutely obliterate that subscribe button as well. And feel free to get your super chats in and help support the cause, guys. The Irish Hotspur completely taking over YouTube. That's what we want. And the super chat is a great way to support and help the channel as well. And they're always great talking points. So feel free, guys, to get them in. Kuva, in contest 3-4-3, we need one of those 3 forwards to be able to drop deep, pick up the ball, and create. We saw Harry Kane have to do that against Leeds, and we saw Lucas struggle to do that. Lucas lacks the final ball and vision too, but that creative winger we need in the 3-4-3. Can Brian Hill be a better creator in that right-hand side of the 3-4-3? Oh, Dermot, you take the question.
Yeah, I think Kuva's back now.
Oh, no, Kuva's back. Go on. Did you hear the question?
Yeah, sorry, just had to take a quick phone call from my son. Sorry, the question was about I've forgotten. Oh, you're muted again, Dave. You're muted.
Okay, 1 second. So in contest 3-4-3, we need one of these 3 forwards to be able to drop deep, pick up the ball, and create. We saw Harry Kane have to do that against Leeds, and we saw Lucas struggle to do that. Lucas lacks the final ball and vision to be that creative winger we need in the 3-4-3. Can Brian Hill be a better creator on the right-hand side of the 3-4-3?
Yeah, I think instead of Mura, I think I could be a better creator than that. Bless him. If he could just lift his head up, he'd be able to do it all brilliantly. He's got so much talent, but he plays with his nose to the ground. He's ploughing through the grass. I mean, he could get a shirt sponsorship with, like, Farming Simulator. He's so frustrating. I'd love to see someone like Hill given a chance, even if left or right. Swap him. Sonny can even go right if he needs to. Just change it up a bit. We're doing the same old things over and over again. Otherwise, it will end up with Harry Kane dropping deep, and it will end up with Mura dribbling until he loses the ball. We've just seen it over and over. It's like with the club ownership. We've seen all this before. Let's do it a bit differently. Let's change it up. See what players can do. Sessegnon, perhaps we'll also see. It could be Sessegnon sharing the game with Hill over on the left. It could be half a game each between them, even though Sessegnon's a wing back and Hill's more of a left winger. It doesn't matter against this lot, really, does it? Because you're going to be pushed up the pitch anyway. So, I'd love to see Hill given a chance any way we can fit him in, because there's something about the lad. He's got some creative flair. He's got talent.
No, that he definitely does, Kuva. He's definitely got a lot of talent, that's for sure. Daigle, or Kuva, Moondog wants to know, how many chances do we keep giving shit players?
Until the transfer window opens. It's just going to be some of these you just play because there's no choice. Other ones, to be fair, Conte's got to have a look at them, hasn't he? He's got to at least find out for himself what they're capable of. So we will see it with Dele Alli, unfortunately, and we're going to see it a bit with Winks. We will see Doherty coming back in at some point because, like I said, he's just got to be able to have a look at them in a proper competitive match, because otherwise, what's he going to do come transfer window? Well, when he might have somebody that does the job for him already in the squad. We're not going to be spending, the 400 million that keeps getting talked about. We're going to have to buy some sensible signings for exactly what we need in the positions we're desperately lacking. And Conte could be finding a solution to some of those problem areas. I don't see it in some of those positions, but midfield for me and central defence, if he addresses those two in the transfer window, fine. Until then, it's grit your teeth and see what we can do.
Yeah. Do you know what? I do share Moondog's sentiments. We keep giving them, chance after chance. But I do agree what Kuva has to say. You kind of got to until we get others in the door, really. If not, we're playing with a very, very small squad, and a lot of players will end up suffering from burnout. So it's kind of like just picking the right games to kind of bring them in and hopefully get the job done.
Yeah, I mean, come January, it's time to nip down the road, tear one of those stupid cannons out of the front of that lot's front yard, bring it back and load in some of the crap we got and fire it into the Thames. The added bonus on that is you could rip open a water main at the Emirates and cost ruin all their stuff. That'll be all right.
Or just walk into the Emirates and take a big dump right in the centre circle. That'd be even better.
Somebody's already done that, haven't
they? Yeah, and I'll be number 2.
I know what's under that pitch.
but look, Diego, Conte only made 2 changes to his starting 11 over 3 games. Both were forced changes with Skip suspended and Romero injured. Conte has shown consistency in his selections and his preferred choices. What do the players who do get their chance tonight have to do to prove to Conte they should be into contention to play?
Okay, so first of all, I just want to big up Catman, Jess and Jack for reasons they know. And there's another couple people in the chat just for support. So thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it. I won't go into further details. But yeah, I think Doherty is one of them. He's playing the formation that is Doherty's dream. And if anyone's going to prove themselves in the position, it's him. So Doherty's got no excuses. This is the chance that he's been waiting for. It's for him to take it. I would say Giola Anderton has got another chance in him, but he can't because he's injured once again, doing what Giola Anderton does. So Doherty's the big one for me. Doherty's like, if we start talking about those people that we say that we want out, if there's one player I had to home in on that's got no excuses to perform now, it would be Doherty. And you'll know better than me, David. Apparently, he's had a couple of good games for Ireland recently. So he's shown a bit of form or a bit of... So not saying he's pulling up trees, but he's been doing what Doherty's meant to be doing. So he's coming into a bit of form. And let's face it, at the moment, we've got... At the moment, that position can sometimes be a weak spot at the moment. So we have depth there, and it's just for Doherty to try and take this chance because he's going to get this chance. Like you said, I'm sure he's going to start tonight, and it's against a team he should be able to have a good foothold on and do what he does. So Matt Doherty's the one for me that really, really stands out.
Yeah, look. Hopefully, he can prove us wrong. We do need competition for Emerson. Look, people say he had a good game for Ireland over the international break. Look, he had 2 okay games. They weren't anything exceptional. But look, at the end of the day, let's see what he can do in a Tottenham jersey. Being an ex-Gooner, I don't really, or being a Gooner fan, as himself is, I don't really anticipate much change or that kind of desire to maybe change and put in more performance for Tottenham. But we'll wait and see. Dermot, Nuno struggled to motivate these players for matches like these, especially when away from home. For example, Rennes, Pacos de Ferreira and Vitesse as examples of nervous matches that didn't need to be. Even if Conte puts out a weak lineup like Nuno did, do you expect the players will play with more passion, purpose and heart than what they did under Nuno in this competition? Will there be no more excuses from players like this? From like we did see before with Davies and Winks being the specialists?
Well, firstly, Nuno couldn't inspire a bunch of 5-year-olds at a garden party, at a birthday party. Conte will have them players fired up. I mean, they'll be scared to come back into the dressing room if they don't perform. I mean, Conte's got that effect that, you don't perform, he will tell you you're not performing, and he will tell you off.
Yeah.
Nuno wouldn't do that. Nuno, as I said, Nuno's like the garden gnome. Conte's like the Incredible Hulk on the touchline with his hitman behind him. I mean, you don't perform, you're either going to get knocked off or he's going to rip your head off. One or the other. Yeah. I mean, so the players are scared of him. Not scared of him, but the players are afraid. And that's what it should be.
Yeah.
I think Nuno was afraid of the players, where the players now are afraid of Conte. And then they will perform. And I think that's the biggest change.
No, and you know what? I couldn't agree more with that. Look, I've always been saying that the players have had the power. They can stop training when they want, stop putting in performances, go to the press whenever they want, roll themselves out there, cry, bitch, and moan. Under Conte, I'm not going to have any of that. You do that, I safely say your time at Tottenham is over, and it's exactly the way it should be. And I absolutely love that. So I do. I absolutely love it. It's the way it should be, which should never be the other way around. Once you have player power, it is. It's hard to rule it out without having to make wholesale changes. But it's just a good thing that we need to make wholesale changes anyway. But look, in terms of, these players being motivated, look, I don't even think it's down to Conte to motivate them, to be honest with you. If I was any guy out there and I was given my chance today, I'd be motivating myself. It should come from within themselves. Look, Conte can sit there and tell them they're the best, whisper he loves them into their ear, plait their hair before they go out, feed them their food, open up why the airplane's coming. He can do all that he wants. But at the end of the day, the player has to be motivated and get it out of himself. So they should be wanting to get it out of themselves today and prove that they should be in this first team or even in contention to get off the bench in the Premier League and again take their chance and prove that they should be getting into the first team. But great question there, Jacko. Jacko added that one in. Good question, my man. Big yourself up. Moondog says Nuno sent me to sleep and I suffer with insomnia. Yeah, honestly, the guy he was so boring. It's so boring. He was just like a shell, you know what I mean? Good on the outside, looks mean and lean, but honestly, absolutely nothing there on the inside, dead between the eyes. Just honestly, you could have put him in Woodies and put a 2-for-1 sale on him, and you still wouldn't have shifted the fucker, to be honest with you. But big up, Moondog. I really appreciate the support, my man. Really appreciate it. GZ was one boring. Honestly, if you have any kids out there and they struggle to sleep, just put a press conference with Nuno on it. They won't be long about snoring and counting their sheep. Trust me. Big up Moondog, though. What an absolute legend. But look, guys, I do have to end off because I will be heading over to We Are Tottenham TV for the pre-match bump-up starting at 4:15, where I want you guys, all you Harris Army, all you guys out there that expecting it to rain goals today, get over there, join me at 4:15 and get on and have your say. Kanikalenko, I want to see you on for 10 minutes, brother. I want to see you on for 10 minutes on there. But before we do end off, most importantly, we need to know where you can find some of these people if you've really enjoyed hearing what they have to say. So look, we'll start with Brian. Brian, where can people find you, my man?
Mate, how weird it felt you calling me Brian, not Daigle. I was like, wait, who are you talking to? It was like, okay, no, David, always a pleasure to come on your show and spend time with the Harris Army, who are always vocal in the chat, and it's lovely to see them all. You can find me on Tottenham on Tour with Brian Ireland. We're on the push for 1,000 or push for 800, but the real push is for 1,000. We're getting there slowly but surely. We've got the two Brians coming up tomorrow evening at midnight UK time, 7 p.m. our time. We've got a Canadian guest, so we're being a bit more flexible on the time there. So, you can find me at Tottenham on Tour and on various other channels, but most definitely you can find me on Tottenham on Tour.
Keep speaking for 1 minute, Brian. I'm just putting the link in the chat. Keep plugging.
Oh, man, you are an absolute goddamn diamond. See, David and me, we started our channels on my original channel, very, very similar, and we met on Tottenham. We Are Tottenham TV, the mothership, as I call them. And the great thing is it's not just a work relationship because we're creators. It's not even become a friendship. It's become family. So always when David needs me, I will always be here. I hope I filled that time in well for you, David.
No, you definitely did. Look, guys, get over to Tottenham on Tour. The big charge to 1K is on. We know how much we really like to help people get there. So click on this link, get over there, and absolutely smash that subscribe button on Tottenham on Tour, guys. You will not regret it. We'll go to Dermot next. Tottenham Tantrum Gold. What can they find on your channel, Dermot?
I do Tottenham Tantrum Gold with the man above me, Wakuva. Also with Phil Latiz. Classic goal matches. Everything from the 50s up to the horrible 90s to the 2000s. And then we've got the 91 FA Cup semi-final on Monday at 5:30. And we're on the push for 80. We want to get up to 80 subscribers for Christmas. That's our goal. So love to have you over there, and thank you again to David and Jack. This is my mothership, where Brian and David come from. We Are Tottenham TV. This is my mothership. If it wasn't for David and Jack, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. And I echo what Brian says. We're a family. And big up to the Harris Army, big up to the Flat Cap Army, and big up to David and Jack, because if it wasn't for you two, I wouldn't be doing this now. So much love to all of you.
No, look, I really appreciate it, guys. Look, let's get over there and give the boys the early Christmas present they want. Here it is here as well. Link to the channel in the chat. Tottenham Tantrum.
You're so good, David. Thank you.
No, let's get over there. Not 80. Let's get it to 100. Look,
Right.
Christmas, we will have the Irish Hotspur and its followers and the Army We'll have Tottenham Tantrum Goal at 100 and Tottenham on tour at 1,000, guaranteed. And look, Kuva, where can we find you? Anything you want to plug, my man?
As Dermot said, I'll be doing Tottenham Tantrum Gold as well. Three sort of middle-aged men blundering our way through a few old games and having fun while we're doing it. It's people seem to like it so far. Otherwise, obviously here, and I'm around a few other channels. I've been popping up with Brian Daigle on a few other channels lately, and
you'll be on Tottenham on tour on Tuesday with Dermot.
Yeah, I shall.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, so a few places doing the rounds. Also, quickly, I just wanted to say I think I might have gone a little bit harsh on Lucas Mura there. He's not that bad. I just get really frustrated with him because I think he should be world class, and he falls short.
No, look, we all get frustrated with him. That's allowed, Kuva. That's allowed. Do not worry about it, my man. Do not worry about it. But look, guys, as well. Of course, we have the second channel here as well. It's your Bible for the transfer window. I keep telling you, any players that Tottenham are linked with, it's your Bible. You need to get over there and check it out. You can make your minds up on them very, very quickly there. And it's the Flat Cap Your Talk. It's an absolute baby of a channel. It's the gem. It's your Bible for the transfer window. Jack puts a lot of time and effort into them and what he does over there as well. And look, you even see me over there the odd time acting the E-gits. So why not get over there and smash the subscribe button as well? Let's see if we can get to Jack for 600 before Christmas. We just passed 500. Let's see if we can get 600 over there. So make sure you do check out the Flat Cap Your Talk. So that's
breaking news. Man U are about to appoint Ralph Ragniak. It's just broken on Sky Sports News. Literally just broken.
No, delighted.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. David, sorry, can I just also say I'm on the Full Hot Spurs on Friday at 8 o'clock on Josh the Tottenham Guy. Me, Phil, Chris and Josh. We do that every Friday at 8 o'clock. Sorry, I meant to say it earlier. Remembered it now.
No, you're all good. You're all good. So get over there and do check that out, the 4 Hot Spurs guys. Moondog says, just been and subscribe, lads. Big up, Moondog. Good soul. You're a good man. Be yourself, guys. Every Tottenham channel, you should be over there supporting, smashing that subscribe button. If they're on the stream, even if you can't tune in, just pop in, smash the like. You know what I mean? It all helps out, guys. It really all does help out. So look, that's Tottenham on tour, Tottenham Tantrum Gold, and the Flat Cap Your Talk. You need to smash the subscribe to. If you do have anything left in you and you are that generous, smash a subscribe on this channel as well. The big push to 5K is on, guys. I want to say a massive thank you to everybody who's tuned in. I know it was a bit of an awkward time of the day today, but we still got some good numbers in the house. So a massive thank you to everybody tuned in. A massive thank you to everybody who likes, shares all the streams that we do. A massive thank you to everybody who got the super chats in. It's a massive, massive help towards the channel. You have no idea how much it really, really helps out, guys. So a massive thank you. A massive happy Thanksgiving to all you guys stateside. I hope you really enjoy your day. Get yourself stuffed up with some stuffing, some turkey and some cranberry sauce and that bad boy. It helps. Trust me, cranberry sauce is nice with it. So make sure you slap a bit of that bad boy on there. But make sure you tune back here for the watch along for tonight's game at 5:30. And next where you will see me in 15 minutes time is over on We Are Tottenham TV on the pre-match pump up. And I hope to see you all there. And I hope to see you all come on as well and help me out through the show. Much love as always, and see you back here at 5:30. Come on, you Spurs. In Conte we trust.
Come on, you Spurs. Levy out.
Come on, you Spurs.
Okay, I was waiting for that Levy out. Okay.